Hi there, Andy Sao here. Welcome to another episode of In the Mood for Meditation. So please hit like button and subscribe the channel, and feel free to interact with me in the comment section. So I would like to start a series of video on the topic of mental health and meditation. So what I would like to talk about is how meditation has effect on our mental health and where it comes in and how to access using meditation methods or technique or just a little exercise. Okay, so I think many of us wonder how to access to the whole meditation practice. So I think a good start would be finding a quiet space at home where for 5-10 minutes you can just switch off and not worry about anything. Okay, and I think before all this, obviously we need to have the sort of attitude. We need to think very similar way to physical health. We need good diet, good sleep, and regular checkup with doctors, that sort of thing. So it's the same with mental health. It's often the case that we don't do anything. We kind of just ignorant towards that side of thing until something negative happens. Okay, so having a meditation practice on a regular basis is really good to just keep check of our so in meditation, where we use the word consciousness, mind, terminology a lot. So good starting place is finding your own space. Secondly, meditation probably come across to a lot of people is very, very still. You sit for a long time, but I like to say, be flexible with your practice. It's not really about sitting. It's really about working with your awareness. Okay, and I kind of I value quality more than quantity. I'd rather you do 5-minute practice, really short, but that 5 minutes you truly really staying with your awareness. Okay, so second step will be sitting with perfect balance. And what it does is, with perfect balance, you not making so much effort, pushing your back straight, sitting upright. You'll notice if we slouch, we tend to feel drowsy. And when we put too much tension into our sitting posture, the opposite happens. We get too stressed out, which is not the point for meditation really. We want to relax. So it's all about balancing, regardless where you're sitting on. You could sit on the floor with a cushion, on a chair. So I also recommend something quite firm but comfortable. So if your sofa is too soft, your chair too soft, then it doesn't really give you enough support. Okay, and next one is to find a support. So in the meditation tradition, we call it it's just a support. But once you understand how it works, you understand the process of meditation, you don't really need to think of it as anything. Okay, it's just a support. Okay, so a common one is breathing. Lots of people just apply their awareness, be mindful of the breathing. So it's like just focusing on the air flowing in and out. And just for 5 minutes, you could just do that, which is quite relaxing. And the idea is during we're doing this awareness thing, being mindful of our breathing, all sorts of things happens. So the very first thing, obviously, you switch everything off. All you have left is your inner self, your thoughts, your imagination, your planning. Okay, and our perception of the reality is dualistic, meaning from our physical experience, we learn that everything has both sides. It could be painful or pleasurable. It could be good and bad. So everything is dualistic. So our inner experience reflects our reality. So by having awareness to our breathing, we kind of having we kind of transcend that dualistic perception. So just trying to stay with that awareness just for 5 minutes, and then if you come across, if anything pops up like a thought or planning, images, sound, then you could just always return to that. Okay, and you can think of it like how you see, we live in a space, we call it home, but we leave that place to go to school, to go to work, to go to our friends, or just to go out go for a run or something. But eventually we return to that space, we return home, or go home. So have a sense of home, something you return to, okay, a safe space. Okay, and then when you think about that, you think about, okay, I just return to that little exercise, and you don't need to beat yourself up for failing this. There's no failing or winning, or this is, it's not about hitting the goal. It's about resetting our habits, what we do with this perception, because this perception is going to affect the way we think. And meditation is really just to use a support, so we can kind of not get engaged with that perception. Okay, and you'd be surprised, we can do both. We can still function in our what we call the normal world. We still go to work, we still socialize, we still see our families, but part of our life we're still practicing meditation. So I think is very good. So the last thing I want to say in this video is, so I think to wrap up part one, it'd be really good to talk about building a kind of momentum. So doing that, staying with the awareness for 5-10 minutes. More you do that, returning to the breathing. So we're all different. You want to find that support or tool that really suits you. We're not all the same. So in terms of some of us are more visual, some of us are more sensitive to sound, or other sensory experiences like physical touches, for example. So some people, they will sit and feeling the warmth of their hand on their laps, something like that. Okay, anything that you feel the easiest, just go with that. So end of this video, I want to talk about, so building that momentum is really important. So I want you to kind of recognize when the momentum is there. So it's kind of when you are less involved with thought, naturally, it's a strange thing. It does happen. When we are less engaged, the thought will slow down, or it feels like it's slowing down. And so what you do is you recognize the in-between moment, the moment that's between thought. And more we recognize that, more we see the the true consciousness or our mind, the true nature of it. And it's not what we think. It's not what we think. And once we're looking, the act of that looking is going to gain a lot of mental clarity, because how thought works in a strange way, thought doesn't like us getting involved. Once we're involved, we're in there, we're in the matrix, we're in that reality. But once you have that distance, once you know, they're all just like films playing out in your head. Once you know that, once you're realizing it, that moment, the thought will have no effect on you. Okay? And when it's not having effect on you, you are establishing that a new habit or new relationship with your mind. And so I call that momentum. Sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. And you could build that momentum, you could go longer and longer. Okay? But like I said, keep it really short, keep it flexible. Okay? So good luck with your practice, and do interact with me. Ask questions. Tell me what you think. Okay? Peace.